We are living in a time right now where, for our democracy and for civic education in general, there are a lot of challenges. We have faced a generation of declining investment in civic education.
But when you now have a high school diploma of 24 credits, that's 6 classes for 2 semesters for 4 years of high school, and only a half a credit is required of civics, and even that half a credit can be embedded in something else, you see very quickly how we might end up with a society of students who could factor quadratic equations but can't tell you the 3 branches of government. That's a tragedy to me.
It's a public life where we're going down a slippery slope and not really quite able to say what is what and what is right in this country. And that is not a partisan statement. I think this is a bipartisan failure over the course of a generation to sustain the health of the body politic.
A time where I think our discourse has broken down in many ways. We have lost trust for one another. And it is so important that we be prepared as citizens to have difficult conversations, to be able to debate with one another, and yet to maintain friendship and to maintain our awareness that we are fellow citizens and that we are in this together.
And if we think back over the last 18 months of elections, I've had some moments in my classroom where I did not know how to talk about what was happening in DC. And that's not what our politics should be. But the thing is we're not going to have better politics and we're not going to have a better society if we don't civically educate our students.
I see a strong need for civic education, and I think the involvement by young people in the political process is essential to maintaining our democracy.
It is about respectful discourse. How we disagree matters, and we have to give the next generation those tools to be able to do it well, because I think they're going to take us in places we can't imagine right now.
Programs like this are a way to help them get involved and see that there is some connection and things they can do. Because often they'll say, look, I'm too young, I don't vote, I can't really make much of a difference. And then they're surprised when we talk about emailing legislators or talking to them like we've done today. And they say, well, we really can make some kind of difference and make an impact on people.
Capital Classroom has been the biggest potential to change something in the world. I had never before, have lab reports really had any farther reaching, potential to do good than just a good grade. It's Capital Classroom changing something within our state has been really fun and important to me. Yeah.
This is just a great way for students to see how big of an impact they can make on state government, and that stuff you do in the classroom actually applies to the real world.
These students are going to grow up. These students are going to be our next generation of teachers, lawyers, professionals, business executives, legislators, members of Congress. Creating that foundation for them to respect the Constitution, to respect all of this beauty, all of this place that does these wonderful things that we call laws and policies. We have to start somewhere, and this is a great first step.
I think the time is ripe for looking at what we can do at the state level to support our students.
As broken as things may be in Washington, D.C., and in our national politics, here at the state level, and certainly at the local level, we can and we are able to make change. We can and we are able to express our voice, and we still do, particularly in the state of Washington, have a politics that is open and accessible and inclusive of people across the political spectrum. And that is something not to take for granted. It is something to cherish.